Asphalt shingle roofing. Whether it's a new roof or replacing an old roof, make sure that the surface is clean and it is sound and has no holes or imperfections. Now we want to apply a metal drip edge at the bottom of the roof. This will prevent water from running back underneath the shingles and damaging the soffit and fascia. The next step is to install either a peel and stick roofing membrane or builder's felt onto the roof surface. Now we have to do some layout measurements. We want to find the center point of the roof line. That will keep our shingles running straight and make sure that they're equally balanced on both sides. Once we've found the center point, we'll take a chalk line and snap a line from the bottom to the top of the roof in a nice straight line. Next, we'll mark and snap a line parallel to the bottom of the edge of the roof, 12 inches. We now install the starter course of shingles. Starter shingles are installed upside down to the regular shingles. This is to provide a place for the shingle to be put in place without any gaps going through to the underlayment below. The roofing nails are placed above the tar strip in this case in order to fasten the shingles. The first course of shingles is placed over top of the starter strip shingles and is gapped by 1/2 tab. It also lines up with our layout line that goes up to the top of the roof. The nails are now nailed just below the tar line. This is so that when the covering shingle goes over top, you will not see the nails. The second course goes on overlapping the first course by about 5 3/8 of an inch. Or if you notice where the little notches in the shingle tab, that's where it would go to. Also note that the nails are covered and they are in the correct position below the ceiling strip. In order to make the rows go on easier, there are things called row markers. They're little cuts in the shingles on the edges in order for the rows to line up evenly. Also for spacing, to making sure that you've got a 1/2 tab offset, there's also cut marks in the top of the shingle to make sure that you get that spacing also. Now we proceed adding rows of shingles until we get to the top. Please note that the sides of the shingles are left extra long. That will be trimmed off later. In order to cut off the overhanging shingles, we snap a chalk line along the center point of where the two roofs intersect. We now use a hook blade mounted in our utility knife to cut off that excess. We now proceed to shingle the other 3 sides of the roof, but this unfortunately leaves a gap where the two roof lines intersect, which will have to be covered with what we call cap shingles. Cap shingles are cut from a regular 3-tab shingle. What we do is we cut the tabs apart and then we take and cut on a slight angle back from that in order to create a slight bevel on the cap shingle. Cap shingles are started at the bottom of the roof and proceed up the roof following a chalk line that we've marked at the center point of the 2 intersecting roofs. The roof is now complete, except for a little bit of tar that needs to cover the nails that are last exposed on the ridge. This concludes the asphalt shingle roofing tutorial. Thanks for watching.